So we had the ISIS terror attack outside the Kabul airport. A lot of people died, not just from the terror attack itself, but then also the reaction and the backlash to the terror attack. Apparently, U.S. military ended up killing a lot of civilians. 170 people dead. Horrendous terror attack. There's already been a retaliatory strike from Biden, and it killed massive numbers of civilians, including children. There's a mess all around. Donald Trump, after that ISIS terror attack, came out and gave some commentary on it. He went on Fox News. Now, the name of the group that did it, this is what they're saying. They're saying it's ISIS-K. Now, that's probably one of the first times you've heard that, right before this attack, Biden warned of an attack from ISIS-K. It's just an affiliate and a branch of ISIS. It's not even really distinctly different. It's just like the region where ISIS is operating. Now, I'm going to mispronounce this, but bear with me here. The K stands for Khorasan. Khorasan. It's a region that includes parts of Iran, and it's just the ISIS branch of this region where it's mostly a particular ethnicity. So I remember when I first heard ISIS-K, when I heard K, I was like, oh, that's the Khorasan region, because, from reading things previously and following the initial rise of ISIS, you learned that, there was pockets of ISIS located in various different places. So that's it. I think they're just referring to it as ISIS-K because it's easier to say. Well, Trump goes out there. Here's his commentary. I mean, he just can't help but expose himself to be the giant idiot that he is. Look at the way he interprets what ISIS-K is and what he says is coming next.
And that's the new ISIS-X, where they broke away, or ISIS-K. They'll have an ISIS-X pretty soon, which is going to be worse than ISIS-K.
So he seems to believe that, we're going down the list here. Like, there was an ISIS-A, and then they were replaced by the worst ISIS-B, and then C came along, and they were really vicious. There was ISIS-C, then there was ISIS-D. Don, that's not the way it works. He says ISIS-K is going to come along, and they're going to be worse than ISIS-X is going to come along, and they're going to be worse than ISIS-K. No, the K stands for the region where they were initially operating. That's what the K stands for. It stands for the Khorasan region. Don, that's what that means. Yeah, no, they're bad, and eventually there's going to be an ISIS-X, and they're going to be the worst. Then maybe even ISIS-XX. Oh my God, the double X have got to be. What are you saying? What are you doing? No, I mean, when I heard this, I was reminded that just because you're in the White House doesn't mean that, not only that you're not intelligent, but it also doesn't mean that you know what the hell's going on, even at a cursory level around the world. I mean, I remember during one of the debates, again, I forgot whether it was Trump didn't know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah, which, again, he almost certainly doesn't, but it may have been Sunni and Shia. He didn't know the difference between Sunni and Shia. And, at what point in his presidency did he learn that difference? And did he, make decisions accordingly based on that information? I mean, you probably have a solid argument that he never really learned the difference. And he never really learned that Iran, for example, is Shia, and they're the enemy of ISIS and Al-Qaeda, who are Sunni fundamentalists. And he probably never learned any of that stuff. And now he's out there casually saying ISIS-K, and then there's going to be the ISIS-X, then maybe even double X. And they're just gonna keep getting worse, That's what this is. No, that's not how it works, Donald. That's not how it works. This guy was leading the country for 4 years. 4 years. And by the way, he might lead it again, because if he runs in 2024, I mean, if he's not up against Biden, even against Biden, it would be an interesting race, and Trump might pull it off this time. But if it's like Trump versus Kamala Harris or something, oh my God. Oh my God. It really feels like some late-stage capitalism, idiocracy-type future that we're dealing with here. ISIS-X. This is in the midst of, people being massacred in a terror attack, and then being massacred in the fallout from the terror attack, and then retaliatory strikes that are killing civilians, and total mayhem and chaos. And this is his, commentary. This is what he has to add to the conversation. This is his contribution. ISIS-X, there's going to be an ISIS-X. It's probably going to be they're going to be terrible. They're going to be even more vicious and worse. Dude, just go sit this one out. Go play golf from now until the end of time.